that would break out because nobody would not know what to do with a credit slip. But hell, you've been dealing with credit slips all your life. That's what a check was. It's just they processed it for you. But guess what? If they made you go through the process, hell, you'll still be walking around with the check in your damn pocket or purse. That's too much work. I don't want to talk to all these people. I got to put these people on notice. Man, please, why can't I? You see, we have been wired the wrong way. So when they throw us out there in commerce, we going to, like a boomerang. They can give us gold and silver today. We wouldn't know what to do with it. We'll give it back to them. Because we don't want it.
Right.
That's how far we're 300 years behind on where we need to be commercially. That's why this language of trust is really foreign to a lot of people.
Right.
But the banking system came from trust. The trust was here before banking was here.
Right. The banks just got a way of protecting things.
Right.
Those bankers were smart. They saw loopholes and they took advantage of it.
Correct. They created the environment. It's called a controlled environment. They created a controlled environment. They got a captive audience. and I use
they
it.
Did this. Right. What the results of their actions were.
Right.
So they're playing a psychological game on us.
Right. It's mental. This is what I'm saying. There are going to be. I'll rephrase this because I said this yesterday in class, and I'm gonna give you the approximate numbers. When you go to a 4-year college, after you graduate from what you call high school, there are really 45 to 6,000 words that was never introduced into your vocabulary and language. When you reach a 4-year college, those 4,200 words, you are indoctrinated with it without the etymology of what's behind it.
Wow.
Because it's like, and I'm going to use this word, and I don't want to lose anyone. These are modern day sorcerers. There are curses that we speak and put on paper. You know, like you've seen, you know, the cartoons Prince and the Aladdin. You know, what's the magic word? Abracadabra. You know, you got to say the magic word in order to conjure up that spirit, that whatever. When you're in commerce, you're conjuring up things because of the magic words and phrases that you're using, not understanding that there's an incantation for that spell. It says when you want to make this person do this, say that. If you want to make this person act this way, say that. This is exactly how commerce is a science. It's a science.
It's like the book of spells.
Right. And see, you get introduced to the book of spells when you are in commerce. It's all over your money that you call money.
It is.
It's all over it.
Oh, they got it written all over it.
Right. So keep in mind, they didn't hide it from you. It's just we don't pay attention to the small details. I'm gonna give you another one. You want to disqualify? You want to disqualify a contract and rewrite it how you want? If they use parentheses, if they use a box, anything that's in parentheses, meaning that phrase came from another trust, so it has to be stricken. If it's in a box, it means it don't exist.
Wow.
Higher degree Masons know this. That's why they'll sit there, you know, when they're on the bench, and they tell you, I don't see nothing in front of me. There's anything, this, that, and the other. You know why? Because he's standing on the truth. Wow. It's in the box. It's called boxing. In syntax, if boxing is used, whatever's in that box has to be stricken because it don't exist.
Wow.
Now guess what? This is the trick. They put it in the box to show that it really didn't exist, then what they do, they represent it to you. They get you to say, what's your name? What's your address? See, they know it don't exist, but when you say those magic words, it becomes law. You're creating legislation right there. You're creating public policy right there. They're all trustees. They're just waiting for you to finish the magic phrase.
Wow. That's something else. This is deep.
This is what we're dealing with.
Wow.
So
These guys are outsmarting us with their processes.
right. And
They,
see,
they don't give us the application to compete with them.
right. They give you the application to take you off the square because there's a trust. Now watch
Right.
this. As powerful as that concept is, hey, repeat the process. It's like, okay, well, I'll do this, but how about you sign this? Or since I'm staring at nothing, I'm gonna put a couple of little incantations on this side, and I'm gonna put a couple of marks on that side, and I'm gonna put my little symbols and hieroglyphics there, and I'm gonna represent it. And I'm gonna sit back like a trustee does and see which way you go.
I was talking to a guy on the public side who was a lawyer the other day, right?
Islam?
But he told me, yeah, he was telling me of this case where there was this guy, because he represents companies for contracts.
Right.
He's a contract lawyer.
Correct.
So he said there was this guy that applied for a position, and they send in an application, which was a contract,
Right.
to he had to sign and send back. So the guy
Exactly.
took the contract, read it,
Mm-hmm.
and he erased some things, and he added in there that they have to pay him $20,000 whenever he leaves the company,
Mm-hmm.
and his salary, he increased the amount of salary that he will be owed. Actually, he increased the amount of salary he had to get paid.
Islam?
So the guy worked for the company, and in about a month he quit.
Right.
Do you know that the company had to pay him for quitting?
Exactly. Because he wrote it into the contract. You got to understand
That's
the
what
power. Right. You got to understand the power of what you're dealing with. See, when you really dig into the fundamentals of trusteeship and how contracts work, because contracts are a trust, you will begin to see what is really happening. And you will really understand why we're in this situation. As bad as it is, it's like, well, you mean, you've heard the saying, the pen is mightier than the sword.
That's what they said. And
If
now
you-
I'm understanding why.
Now you're understanding why. Because if you want to turn words into swords, you add an S
Wow.
with a pen.
Yep. Wow.
That's the power that you have. Islam.
Wow.
Let me see if we got any other questions. I'll make sure everybody is getting this, because this is powerful. Let's see. Islam, last 4 digits of your number is 814. 3774. 3774. Checking in, see if you got any questions, comments, or concerns of anything you heard in trustee training, civic class.
Islam.
Any questions?
Only question I might have, the only question is, I can pretty much just discharge all my debts. That's it. And I can write that up myself.
Islam.
All right. That's all I got for you. Islam. I hope you enjoyed that picture I sent you, too.
Islam. I did, brother. I did. There you go.
All right.
Islam.
Yeah. When you get a chance, you can call me on the private side, please.
Islam. Will do. Will do, brother. Will do. That's where we're at. I'm gonna give you some homework.
All right, let's roll.
What's the homework, brother Bay? What do we got to do now? Simple. What I want you to do is I want you to take your present commercial situation and I want you to put it on paper. And when you put your current commercial situation on paper, from the questions that you've answered in these tests, I want you to create an action plan on how to change the present picture with the information that you've already learned. This will be open for discussion tomorrow. I got a lot of things I want to give to you, but I don't want to tilt the apple cart over because this is a transition period. I want to get you guys thinking in such a way that you're going to resonate to a point where you're going to be able to answer a lot of your own questions in commerce because it's right in front of you. So that's the homework. Take your present commercial situation, put it on paper. What do I mean, Brother Bay? All right, number one, I owe $8,000 on this car. Number two, I owe $200 in property taxes. Number three, I need to make $15,000 of repairs on this, lay it out. And then I want you to take what you've laid out and I want you to develop an action plan. What do I mean by develop an action plan? I want you to look at your financial picture on paper and I want you to take that financial picture and put it in the trust. And when you put it in the trust, operating in trust is going to give you every remedy on how to remedy every situation. It's going to cause you to think about all the things you've learned up until this point. And it's going to cause you to go through the website and the Black's Law dictionaries and all the other things that you have at your trustee disposal to come up with a plan. That way, when we exchange in class, you will be bringing a value and a substance that will work very specific to your situation. Islam. Man, I appreciate everybody's time and energy. We will be back in class. It may start a little. I may have something special planned because we are meeting the king and queen at the groundbreaking tomorrow morning. A lot of stuff we got to do between now and then. I do have class scheduled for tomorrow, even if I have to segregate it where it runs automatically to get this information. I do have private sessions. Yes, I do. And one brother, Islam, I got one brother that's already decided that he is going to be in this private session, the one-on-one. He's ready to go. He's got all of the stuff together. He's paying for the classes, the whole 9 yards. And I will probably be doing that with a couple of other individuals that are in trusteeship. If you are interested in those sessions, this is personal time, 101, where we go through the documentation, trust structure, 101, the whole 9 yards. If you want to know what the cost of these things are, they are listed on the website. You look under fee schedule. With that being said, that's what I expect tomorrow when we come back to class is for everyone within this call, take their financial picture, write it on paper, and place it in the trust. When I say place it in the trust, you writing everything out because you was doing it 9 times out of 10 outside of trust. So you're going to take what you've done and put it in the trust. And then you're going to look at, okay, well, now that I'm the trustee in this trust, how do I take care of the back taxes? How do I take care of the car note? How do I take care of the utility bill? You see where I'm going with this? And you have learned enough in these 3 weeks, and you have access to a website that I tried very hard to put enough information, if not more than enough, to give you these answers. But it's about implementation. With that, I'll say thank you. Good evening. Ashe and Islam. Peace and love, family. We'll see you tomorrow. Islam.